Almost a year ago, I was traveling through Moab, Utah, and I stumbled across a gorgeous custom-built travel trailer. And today, a year later, I found this same travel trailer out in the Arizona desert, and I met the owners, Malachi and Marina, and arranged to do a tour of their rig.
Hi, my name is Malachi.
And I'm Marina.
And we built a 1978 Fleetwood Prowler.
We bought a 1978 Fleetwood Prowler. That's what it used to be. We bought it February of 2017. And Malachi spent from February of 2017 through December of 2017 building it from scratch, well, demolishing the original one and then building this one.
So initially we started out looking at just regular travel trailers, and we went to a couple expos and stuff like that, and really just wasn't satisfied with the build quality, the quality of the build and such. So I started looking around and it's like, I think I can build one better than this. And so we were actually driving home from that show, and I found this one sitting in a field by the interstate, and we went and talked to him.
With a for sale sign on it.
Yeah, with a for sale sign on it. So I went and talked to him, and it was just about the right size, what I was looking for. I knew it was pretty far gone, so we got a pretty good deal on it. But I knew it was going to need quite a bit. And once I really got into it, it really needed a full demolition, and we took it all the way down to the trailer frame. I really liked Airstreams at the beginning, and this didn't look anything like an Airstream when we bought it. So I kind of started toying with the idea of how I could build one and have it look like that, but not actually, because they're typically pretty pricey. I thought about redoing an old Airstream, but really didn't find any that looked very good. So I decided to do all aluminum on the outside. A lot of people think it's riveted, but it's all stainless screws everywhere. It's all timber framed. These are actually the original windows out of the 78 that we bought. And that's just one of the few things we kept. It's the windows, the sink, the door, but really not much else than that. All right, over here we have our outside shower. When I built it, I shortened the trailer a bit to get my motorcycle on the back, so there's not a shower on the inside, but we have a pop-up tent that we use, and it's a pretty big one, and we open this up and we run this through the top, and we can take a shower right here. Generally it's pretty nice out, and it works really well. So when I was building it, it was kind of turned out a little plain, and I really like the look of the aluminum, but I wanted to add more to it, and I started thinking about doing wood trim on some of it. And so I really liked how the windows came out, and I designed this wheel well cover to be an old retro look, and just the older stuff that still had wood. Some of the older campers still had wood that they would do on the outside, and so this one stops right here. It was a little bit longer on the other side, but I really just like the old retro look of it. So when I was designing this, I knew we wanted the boondock right away, and I figured solar is about the only way to go. I really didn't want to be running a generator very often, if ever. So I designed it with 700 watts of solar up top. I really can't fit much more up there than that. 4 panels, 4 batteries, 4 6-volt golf carts inside, and an out back 80 amp charge controller. Also up here we have the AC vent. When I did that, I wanted it to be flush mount, so it's an actual window unit, but it doesn't hang out. So I was really trying to avoid having it hang out the outside. So I can show you that when we go inside. I built a box for it, and it all drains out, and the air flows from the outside around into it and out back through the center. So it gets really good airflow. So when we first started, we were pulling with a Cherokee, and I have a motorcycle. I really wanted to take that with us. So when I built it, I shortened it by about 2 foot, and we used to carry the motorcycle on the back of the trailer here. But since then we've upgraded to a truck, and the bike goes into the back of the truck now. So then I had all this extra storage back here, so I decided to put this big toolbox here. It carries a lot of our camping gear, and I've got the grill behind it covered, and that's worked out really nice. And just recently we added the bike rack to the back too. All right, now that we've seen the outside, we can take a look at the inside. We'll let Marina show that.
Come on in. So this is our cabin. This is the cabin that Malachi built for us. When we first started thinking about living an unconventional lifestyle, we originally wanted to buy property and homestead. But the more we looked at where we wanted to buy property, the less we knew where we wanted to buy property. So he had this fantastic idea to build a house with wheels on it, which I was a little skeptical about at first. But he's kind of won me over. And part of kind of carrying that dream into this idea was the idea of building the interior like a cabin. That was something that we always wanted. We were always on the same page about. It's almost all knotty pine, right? Or some of it.
Yeah, these are all tongue and groove panel boards.
It's
everywhere.
almost all the same.
Yeah, almost all of it's the same.
Kind of wood.
The floor is 3/4 Doug fir, tongue and groove, hardwood. So.
Mm-hmm. But we did all of the interior ourselves together. Malachi did all of the design and all of the cutting, and then I did all of the staining and all of the finish work. And then kind of, it was always just a tag team effort. He'd be working on it all day, and then I'd come home from work and help him, and we just did that for 10 months to get it done. So over here's our bathroom. For some reason, people always ask if we have a bathroom inside here. Malachi loves me and definitely made us an inside bathroom. We have a Nature's Head composting toilet in here, mirror lights, nice little diffuse light for when you wake up in the middle of the night, and then lots of storage. This is my favorite part of the cabin, is the kitchen. It's definitely a large kitchen for the size of the house. Up here we have an Engel marine fridge. It's all electric, super efficient. Malachi, what is it, draw?
It's only 3 amps at 12 volts.
3 amps. It's nice and huge. There's actually a really large amount of space in there. And we love having that. That's been really, really easy. Malachi put in a gigantic pantry for me in here, which has been so amazing. Certainly one of the biggest struggles in living this small is space, and just where do you put 2 weeks worth of groceries? Where do you even put it away before you go boondock for 10 days? It's not always easy. So more storage down here. This is where we have the golf cart batteries and some additional storage. Over here is our stove and oven, my pride and joy. This is actually the original that came in the 1978 Prowler. It was pretty rough, took a lot of cleaning. Malachi had to redo all of the gas lines and everything, but it works beautifully. It's 4-burner, which is really unusual in this small of a house. And then it's also got a full oven that can fit a 9x13 in it, so that's pretty fantastic. More storage up here and over here, and then a spice rack that I made myself, actually, which I'm rather proud of. Over here, sink. This is another one of the things that was original to the camper, just the basin of the sink, and it works really well. Some of those little RV-sized things would have been really difficult to source if we had built the trailer from scratch, so it was just nice to be able to kind of take a few of those things and incorporate them into the new build. And then more storage underneath here, garbage of course, and that's the kitchen.
Outside I showed you the outside vent of the air conditioner, and this is the inside part. So when I built this big box right here, and this is all actually insulated too. 10.5 insulation over the whole box, so it keeps the cold out, the cold and the heat out. But this really was, I made it because I really didn't want the air conditioner hanging out outside. But I did want a window one, so that's easily replaceable. They're cheap. It's only about 130 bucks. And we don't run it off solar right now, but I think we could run it for a few hours if we got a bigger inverter. It really hasn't been necessary yet, so I haven't explored that option yet.
This is our bed / living / relaxing area. It was originally a futon. We had in mind that it is still a futon, but we had in mind that we would fold it up into a couch more often than we ended up doing. So we upgraded, we got rid of the futon mattress and got a thick foam one, so it technically can still fold, but I don't think it really would do so willingly. But there's a lot of storage underneath the bed, laundry, linens, lots of toolboxes of Malachi's, and then just kind of extra things that we don't use all the time, our heavy winter coats in the summer and stuff like that. And then we added, last year, a year ago, we added this big map and kind of document our travels on it. There's a green line for the first year of our travels and a blue line for this year. And I think we're going to do red next year. We gotta get a red marker. So that's kind of fun. It's just a fun way of keeping track of where we've gone and planning our routes as we move forward. This is the last side of our trailer, our desk and workspace. My computer is set up over there and Malachi's is set up over here. And then this is our TV at night, and then if Malachi is working during the day, he can flip this around when there's not cords there, and work with a double laptop there. And then he made a neat little, it's just a little nut and bolt that screws this monitor down so that it doesn't move around when we're traveling or when we don't want it to.
So I hand built all these cabinet doors, and one of the challenges I faced when building it was I wanted to slope the roof back towards the back a little bit so the water would drain off the rear of the trailer and not come down the sides. But that presented a challenge that I didn't want the doors to step. So one thing people tend not to notice, but if you look real close you can see that the cabinet doors are smaller here, and as it goes and follows the roof line that they get bigger and bigger and bigger. So now you get this nice smooth line all the way across the top, and it is a lot harder to build a non-square door than it is to build one that's unsquare and follows it just like it should. So here we have our control center. It pretty much is all the electronics of the trailer, and I tied everything over to this area. Here we have our battery monitoring system. It's just a shunt that lets me know when the batteries are full, and right here we have our tank monitors. We have the sea level gauges that will show actual percentages, which is really nice. Fuses, here's all the different lights and various stuff, the amp. Here's the controls for the inverter, and this is where the solar panels come in. So we have two strings, they come into this box, they get combined into one, and it comes down into the charge controller. And this is what takes the solar panel voltage and changes it so we can charge our batteries with it.
I really love what Malachi and Marina have done here in this custom-built trailer, taking it from an original vintage trailer and gutting it all the way down to the frame and rebuilding the entire thing is quite the amazing feat, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I love the woodwork in here and all the aluminum paneling that was done on the outside. I just can't imagine how many screws were needed to get all of those panels on there. This is just quite the remarkable work of art. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Savor the moment, and I'll hope to see you in another tour video.